The glass in my hand shattered against the marble floor the instant Victor's manicured finger jabbed toward Elena and he purred. She's mine tonight. 1,000 crystal shards exploded outward, each one catching the chandelier's light like a miniature accusation. I stood frozen in the doorway of the executive lounge, the quarterly gala swirling around me in tuxedos and champagne flutes, but all I could hear was the wet thud of my own pulse. Elena, my Elena, the woman who still kissed the hollow beneath my ear every morning, tilted her head, smiled that slow, private smile I thought belonged only to me, and answered, "If the terms are right, Victor, I'm listening." The room didn't stop. Laughter kept bubbling. Ice kept clinking. But inside my ribcage something essential cracked open and bled. I'd spent 8 years believing her laughter was the safest place on earth. 8 years of mortgage payments, of midnight feedings when our daughter had colic, of whispering "I choose you" into her hair while she slept. And in one breath she unchose me. I backed out before either of them noticed. The corridor outside smelled of orchids and money. My reflection in the brass elevator doors looked like a stranger. Tie askew, pupils blown wide, mouth slack with the kind of shock that hasn't yet decided whether to scream or shut down forever. I pressed the button for the parking garage, and let the doors seal me inside the descending cage. The drive home took 43 minutes. I counted every one. Headlights smeared across the windshield like wet paint. I kept replaying the moment. Victor's proprietary smirk, Elena's lashes sweeping down in something that looked like surrender. My phone buzzed, her name on the screen. I declined the call, then declined the next 3. By the time I pulled into our driveway, the house was dark except for the porch light we always left on for each other. I sat in the car until the engine ticked itself cold, rehearsing the confrontation I wasn't ready to have. Inside, the silence felt accusatory. Her perfume lingered in the foyer. Jasmine and something darker like smoke. I climbed the stairs slowly, each creak a reminder of the life we'd built plank by plank. Our bedroom door was ajar. The bed was still made, the indent from this morning's rush still visible on her pillow. I opened her walk-in closet. The emerald gown she'd worn to the gala hung pristine on its padded hanger, but the shoes beneath it, black patent stilettos with the red soles, were missing. She hadn't come home to change. She was still wherever Victor had taken her. I sank onto the ottoman, elbows on knees, and let the first sob rip out of me. It sounded foreign, animal. Another followed. Then a storm of them until my throat was raw and my shirt front soaked. The betrayal wasn't just sexual, it was surgical. Every shared joke, every promise, every future plan we'd sketched on napkins in diner booths. Victor had reached in and yanked the roots. At 2:17 a.m. headlights swept across the curtains. Car door, click of heels on brick, the soft chime of her keys in the bowl. I was downstairs in the kitchen, nursing a glass of water I didn't taste. She froze when she saw me, the hallway light carving shadows under her cheekbones. Jake. My name left her lips like a question she already knew the answer to. I set the glass down with deliberate care. Take off the shoes. She obeyed, stepping out of the Louboutins as if they burned. Barefoot, she looked smaller, almost the girl I'd met in the campus library when we were 21. I hated that I still noticed. Where were you? My voice was steady only because I'd practiced it in the car. The gala ran late. Victor wanted to discuss the Tokyo merger. Stop. I lifted a hand. I was there, Elena. I heard him claim you. I watched you agree. Her face crumpled, not with guilt but with something more complicated. Resignation, maybe. It's not what you think. Then enlighten me. I stepped closer. Because from where I stood, my wife just auctioned herself to my boss for a corner office and a signing bonus. She flinched as if I'd struck her. You think I wanted this? Her whisper cracked. You think I woke up one day and decided to throw us away? Then why? The question scraped out, raw and pleading. She looked at the floor, then at me, eyes glassy. Because we're drowning, Jake. The mortgage, Mia's tuition, your mother's medical bills. Victor offered a way out. One night, he said. One night and the promotion is yours, the debt disappears, we breathe again. I laughed, a sound like breaking glass. So you sold your body to save my pride? I sold my dignity to save our family. She shot back, voice rising. You haven't slept in weeks. You flinch every time the phone rings because it might be another collector. I watched you age 10 years in 6 months. And you thought betrayal was the antidote? I thought survival was. She wrapped her arms around herself. I was going to tell you tomorrow. After the papers were signed. I was going to beg you to forgive me. The kitchen clock ticked like a bomb. I studied the woman I'd loved since she wore ripped jeans and optimism. The faint smudge of lipstick at the corner of her mouth wasn't her shade. Victor's brand. Was it worth it? I asked quietly. She started to answer then stopped. The silence stretched, elastic and cruel. Finally. I don't know yet. Something inside me calcified. I walked past her up the stairs into the guest room. The lock clicked with finality. The next morning I called in sick, first time in 12 years. I sat at the kitchen island with my laptop and a pot of coffee gone cold. Victor's email signature stared back at me from the company directory. Chief Operating Officer, extension 3001. I dialed. Jake. His voice oozed bonhomie. Heard you weren't feeling well. Everything all right at home? The casual cruelty of it nearly undid me. I swallowed bile. Victor, I need a word. Privately. My office, 10 o'clock. He chuckled. Your office? Son, you're mid-level. But sure, I'll swing by. Curiosity and all that. I spent the next 90 minutes preparing. Not with weapons or threats, those were for men who still believed in fair fights. I printed financials, cross-referenced expense reports, dug into the Tokyo merger Victor had dangled like bait. By 9:58 the printer spat out the last page. At 10:02 the door opened without a knock. Victor filled the frame, bespoke suit straining over his gym-sculpted gut. Let's make this quick, Jake. I've got a tea time. I gestured to the chair opposite my desk. He sat, legs spread wide, king of the cubicle. I slid the folder across. He flipped it open, smirk fading with each page. What is this? Creative accounting, I said. Offshore shells, inflated vendor invoices, kickbacks funneled through the Tokyo subsidiary. Enough to interest the SEC, the board, and every journalist who hates your guts. His fingers tightened on the folder. You're bluffing. Page 17. Your signature authorizing a wire transfer to an account in the Caymans. Same day you promoted Elena's lover in accounting. Coincidence, I'm sure. Victor's tan bleached to ash. What do you want? Resignation letter on my desk by noon. Full confession to the board. Elena keeps the promotion, the bonus, whatever fairy dust you sprinkled. You disappear. Quietly. He lunged across the desk, meaty fists bunching my lapels. You think you can threaten me? I own you. I didn't flinch. You owned one night. I'm taking the rest of your life. Security escorted him out 20 minutes later. The resignation hit the intranet by 11:47. Whispers ricocheted through the corridors like gunfire. Elena found me in the parking garage that evening. Coat pulled tight against the November wind. They're saying you blackmailed him. I gave him a mirror, I corrected. He didn't like the reflection. She searched my face. What happens to us? I looked at the woman whose laughter once rearranged my molecules. The bruise of heartbreak hadn't faded, but beneath it something colder had taken root. Resolve, maybe, or the first green shoot of self-respect. I don't know, I admitted. But whatever comes next, it starts with truth. No more secrets bartered in penthouse suites. She nodded, tears tracking clean lines through her makeup. I start therapy tomorrow. Alone if you need space. With you if you'll let me earn it. I exhaled, the sound ragged. One day at a time, Elena. One honest day. She reached for my hand. I let her fingers brush mine, neither holding on nor pulling away. The garage lights flickered overhead, casting long shadows that tangled like possibilities. Somewhere above us, the city kept moving, indifferent and alive. And for the first time in months, I felt the faintest tug of forward motion in my own chest, painful, uncertain, but undeniably mine.